How to deal with narcissists. A person with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, often initially comes across as charming and outgoing, exuding self-confidence. If the individual with NPD is a family member, a supervisor at work, or someone for whom you care deeply, you might prefer to explore ways to survive close proximity. Determine if it's worth dealing with this person. This person probably has very little interest in listening to you and has a lack of interest in what your needs are. Narcissists think they know more than others. Therefore, they see their decisions as the only logical answers to problems. Narcissists will expect that you will defer to their decisions. There will probably be power struggles or severe control issues in your relationship. Someone with NPD tends to seem uninvested in relationships and tends to react strongly to any perceived criticism. They probably have a history of severing relationships over trivial causes. If you are determined to maintain the relationship, how do you survive and remain emotionally intact? Consider avoiding a relationship with a toxic person. If they show a pattern of disregard for you and/or others, it's probably best to walk away or limit contact. Avoid confrontation. You won't convince a person with NPD that they are wrong. Pick your battles and don't waste effort in tackling an issue that centers on the person's behaviors, as they are unlikely to change. If your spouse monopolized the conversation at last night's family reunion and embarrassed you by telling tall tales, chalk it up as water under the bridge. If the issue involves a decision you've made, such as not riding in the car with your brother driving if he drinks at the party tonight, state it simply and directly. Feel free to then walk away without trying to justify your decision. That is the behavior you will get from a narcissistic personality, so they will understand it and possibly accept it better than any emotional plea. Establish goal-oriented interaction. People with NPD like to achieve things and then brag about their achievements. Set goals to meet your needs that provide a source of pride for your narcissist. If you cringe when thinking about asking your narcissistic husband to spring clean the patio and backyard, suggest that he should host the season's first barbecue. Narcissists see themselves as social leaders, so this type of event provides the audience he craves. Ask his opinion on what needs to be done, then offer to ready the house and refreshments for the gathering. Appeal to his muscle in getting the outside ready. Ironically, you might accomplish even more than the spring cleaning you originally visualized by suggesting an outdoor project, i.e., building a pond, raised garden bed, or outdoor fountain. This would provide him with a bragging point during the party. Learn what is important to the person. Remember that someone with NPD probably won't understand or respect your emotional statements or gestures. They may actually reject them in a manner that feels callous and hurtful to you. Instead, study your subject and learn what is important to them. Then offer them a pragmatic gift of your time or wallet that their perception will translate as a genuine statement of affection. Suggest talk therapy. The only effective way to treat this disorder head-on is through talk therapy. Psychotherapy can make inroads in reshaping how persons with NPD perceive themselves and their place in the world. Then they can develop more accurate views of their actual abilities. This can assist them to eventually accept themselves and incorporate opinions of others into their thought processes. However, because people with NPD see themselves as fairly flawless, they tend not to recognize any need to seek counseling or make changes in their behaviors. Psychotherapy can assist in helping narcissistic people learn to relate to others so that they have more rewarding personal and professional relationships. Convincing a person with narcissistic personality disorder to see a therapist, participate in therapy, and remain in the process until real change occurs, is extremely difficult. If someone with NPD seeks mental health help, it is generally to address depression or suicidal tendencies. This person will likely be resistant to any discussions of personality overhaul or behavioral modification. There are no drugs to treat narcissistic personality disorder, although treatment may include prescriptions to control symptoms or result in problems such as depression. Identify if the person thinks they can do no wrong. A narcissistic personality may first appear to have a strong sense of self-esteem, confidence, and ability. In time, this will be revealed to be steeped in self-belief that they can do no wrong and that they have greater value than those around them. Consider if the person thinks they are the center of the universe. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos.